2021. For some, because of the pandemic, this year threatened to be an extension or repeat of the year before. But what could have been seen as an obstacle, we saw as an opportunity to evolve and take steps forward toward a new normal. So we hit record and went to work creating the very best online church experiences we possibly could. And at a time when it wasn't safe for people to come to church, we took church to people when and wherever they happened to be. With over 700 new subscribers and more than 100,000 views this year, we've seen that church doesn't have to be limited by buildings, borders, or time barriers. In fact, at Easter, we experienced the largest service in the history of our church with more than 6,800 people watching online. That's 6,800 men, women, and children hearing the message of hope and celebrating Jesus together. More people than we ever could have fit in our buildings. In Philadelphia, there's another pandemic that plagues our city: poverty. Nearly 1 in 4 Philadelphians live below the poverty line, which is a household of 4 living on less than $27,000 a year. And so while we may not have been able to meet in our buildings, so many of you went out to serve and care for our community. You packed and delivered boxes of food. You've cared for displaced families. You put smiles on the faces of our friends with special needs at our Night to Shine event. You fed the hungry, cared for the poor, and loved those who just needed a helping hand. In addition to your time, you've given your dollars. And together, because of your generosity, we were able to give away $60,000 to support our local community outreach partners and help them go further, faster. As restrictions began to lift, we set our regathering plan in motion, and after 17 long months, we had our first in-person gatherings. The halls were filled with people reuniting with old friends and more than ready to make new ones. It was clear that as much as we missed the buildings, what we really missed was each other. And so gathered in those hallways at Epic Live and in homes for Epic Everywhere, gathered as friends around fire pits and as families just to have fun, we began doing what we do best: come together. In the face of adversity, we push through for the sake of unity. It's no wonder that when Jesus prayed for you and I, the one thing he prayed is that we would be one. See, it's our unity that speaks loudly in a world that's divided. It's our unity that calls us to give generously and love unconditionally. It's our unity around a common cause to see every person in the city know Jesus, that compels us to do everything we can to hold open the door of faith that many have struggled to get through. And person after person, story after story, life after life, we've seen the difference knowing God and following him can make in a person's life. And all of that is possible because of what God has done through you, and you, and you, and you. You see, it really is true. Great churches aren't built on the talents of a few. Great churches are built on the sacrifices of many. Thank you for not giving up, for not losing heart, for not losing faith. Thank you for serving and caring and giving, and most of all, for loving God and doing your part to share his love with every person in the city. Together, we weathered the storm of 2020. Together, we began to rebuild in 2021. And together, I can't wait to see all God will do in 2022. Our future is bright, and the best is yet to come.